morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I like and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, December 26th. Merry Christmas to all of those who celebrate. I hope you had a really wonderful holiday. Today is going to be like the last video of 2021. Because when I come back next week, it'll be the 3rd. So Happy New Year, everybody. And I hope that you're really enjoying this holiday season. If this is your first time coming by my channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you with me here on my little FlossTube journey and cross-stitch path on that journey. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming and spending all this time with me. Thank you to everyone who was, sent me good wishes and a little bit of concern when I missed last week. In all honesty, on Sunday, I was feeling better enough that I could have sat here and done a video, but honestly, I wasn't feeling good enough to get dressed and make myself look like a human being. So I just thought it would be better to take it easy. But that means that I'm going to have, I think, an extra long video to show you today because they've got a lot of stuff to show, which I think is exciting. Hopefully you guys do too. So what happened last week, Thursday before last Thursday, I did get my COVID booster shot. Yay! I am a firm believer that everybody should get vaccinated and boosted and all the things. Obviously, you guys who watch me know that I lost my mom last January from complications from COVID. So I'm a firm believer that we need to do what we can to get this illness out of our society so that nobody else loses their mom. But anyway, so I did get my vaccine, and I had basically my expected reaction. That night when I got home, I was really tired. Started to get kind of achy. When I woke up in the morning on Friday, it classic symptoms. It was like kind of having the flu. I was achy, and I had a very low grade fever on Friday morning, but I just knew from experience from the last time that it was going to go up regardless. I mean, I was taking some ibuprofen, and but by about 1 o'clock, it was at 101. So I did have the fever all day and the achiness and whatever, which is fine. My fever broke around 4 o'clock in the morning. The problem was when I woke up Saturday morning, my fever had broken. It was back down to like the 99 range, and I stood up and I felt that in my back, in the lower back with my sciatica. It didn't ever get as bad as it was last year when I was like really out of work for a week with it and could truly not move. But it was bad enough that it kept me down for the rest of the weekend, and just heating it and taking Advil and everything, and just like I couldn't miss work last week, and so I'm like, it has to get better. I only have like 2 days. So that's basically what it was. I did actually look it up, and lower back problems or sciatica flare-ups are a sort of uncommon side effect of getting the COVID shot. So I don't know if it actually was from effect of the shot, or if it was just a complete coincidence. I don't really know why sometimes I get these flare-ups, and as I said, sometimes it's just like I stand up and I start walking and I feel like that twinge. So I don't know if I move funny or if it's just inflammation in my body. That's why it said that it's sometimes a side effect, is because you have inflammation in your body. Normally it's going to be, in your joints and that kind of thing. But if you have a weak area, because there's inflammation, it can get exacerbated. So again, I call it sciatica. It is pain that goes down kind of into my hip and stuff. Last time I talked to my doctor about it, she said it could be not sciatica. It could be some kind of strain of the piriformis muscle in the back. Regardless of what it is, it hurts. Basically, my doctor said they wouldn't really do anything for it. They'd tell you to ice it and heat it and take Advil. So that's what I did anyway. But I gotta tell you, when your back is out like that, It is difficult. It is difficult. I spent too much money that weekend on door dashing food because the idea of going and even putting something in the toaster oven was too much. So, so I was out of commission, but then Monday morning, my back was feeling good enough with a little bit of extra Advil to go to work, and I was at work all week. But with the twingy back, I mean, actually I realized like Friday night, which was this past Friday, Christmas Eve, I went to go meet Aaron and Stacy and the kids for traditional Jewish Christmas, and we went to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. And I realized that Friday was really the first day that my back wasn't hurting any more than my everyday hurting, but I didn't have that extra sciatica pain knot in my lower back. So it took a good week for it to ease up, and I'm still being careful because I certainly don't want it to come back. So yeah, so that was why I missed. I didn't stop stitching, even, you know, being laid up, I was stitching away. And so I do have a lot to show you. I lost my thought here. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Anyway, so, well, last week at work was like, you know, a pretty easy week. Just getting some last minute things completed for clients and things. And then my boss, poor guy, went to Hawaii for the weekend and into next week. So next week's probably gonna be pretty late at work because he won't be there. So it's just basically kind of taking care of the office and any issues that come up for clients, and then we'll get off early on Thursday, and I will be going over to Aaron and Stacy's to spend New Year's with them. So I think that's all of the preamble stuff to tell you. Weather here in Southern California has been rainy since last week, but it's bright and sunny today. So it was raining pretty hard yesterday, all day, and I don't know. The forecast, I think it's going to be sunny all day today, but then it may rain again tomorrow, Tuesday. But we need the rain, so I don't mind it when it rains at all. I actually really like it. Okay, so let's get into the stitching and all of the haul I have and all the stuff I have to show you. I'm actually really excited because I'm really looking forward to 2022 as far as stitching plans go. So let's get into it. I thought I would just kind of go over, since this is the last video of the year, kind of just my little stats, you know, for those of you who care about that kind of stuff compared to like last year. So this year, I started out with 34 carryover projects. Last year, it was 17. So obviously last year I started a bunch of stuff. Those of you who have been watching me know I kind of really started stitching in about the early middle of 2019. So I haven't been stitching that long. So 2020 was my first full year of starting, and last year I started 44 projects. This year, 2021, I started 24 projects. So I didn't start as much as I did the year before, but I also didn't complete as much. So 2021, my total projects that were being worked on over the course of the year was 58. The year before it was 61. So that's about the same. In 2020, I had one project that I UFO'd, and I completely UFO'd that one. I tore apart. This year, I have 3 projects that I have considered UFO'd. I've taken them off my list, but I haven't taken them apart. They're still sitting in my drawer, and if I decide at some point during this year that I want to take them out again, I will reinstate them. If not, probably by the end of this year, then I'll just get rid of them. So last year I had 27 finishes. This year, 2021, I only had 17 finishes, but still, I don't think that's bad. So my carryover this year is 38. I'm going into 2022 with 38 new projects, or 38 in progress projects. I am planning on starting 2 projects next week. New Year, New Start, although I may start them a little bit early just because I have extra time. So I will be starting the year really with 40 projects. So again, my goal is at the end of the year maybe to have less projects than I started with, meaning after I add in everything, so that I complete more than I add in. I consider the whole no new starts thing, which I think sounds really great in theory, but I know myself, and when I feel like I want to start something, I want to start it. And you know, if I put restrictions like that on myself, it's just gonna make stitching, which is really my total pleasure for me, why put restrictions on that? If I get to a point where I feel like I have too many whips, then I can slow down, or I can decide to UFO projects, whatever. But for right now, I have 38 projects that I'm going into 2022, 38 projects with two planned starts. Okay, so I did have a new start in the last couple weeks, which I'm going to hold off and show you when I get to my haul, because it is all kinds of pieces of my haul that I have put into that, and so I don't want to jump ahead. So I'm going to hold off and show you my new start when I get to the haul portion. Okay, I feel like I need a drum roll and, you know, the bugles, because I have 2 finishes, you guys. The 2 projects that I wanted to get done before the end of the year, I did it. And I did post on Instagram yesterday, so most of you, or a lot of you, may have already seen that. But first finish is my Moon Fairy. And this one, I should get it FFO'd fairly quickly, because I'm just going to put it in one of those kind of rubbery hoops. I was going to kind of wait, and because I have a second one that I'm going to do that's going to be a companion piece, but I thought, why wait? That's silly. Just FFO this one, put it up, and then when I start working on the other one and get that FFO'd, I can just hang it next to it. But I actually did finished this on last Friday when I was running a temperature, but stitches still look okay. And so yes, so she's done. This is on a 22 count hardanger fabric that I dyed myself. You know, I should probably just take her out of the hoop, right? Of course, there's gonna be hoop marks because I don't usually leave my projects in the hoops, but when it's something like this where the entire project is in the hoop, then I sometimes do. Okay, so but this shows you the fabric better anyway. So yeah, so I dyed this hardanger myself, and I thought it was just so pretty, and I just wanted something to do on it. And I found these little black patterns, or monochromatic patterns, and so yeah, so this was done in black silk. I did add a blending filament to the wings, and yeah. So there she is. That was finish number 1. Okay, finish number 2. Are you guys ready? Those of you who did not see it on Instagram, you know I've been working on this pretty diligently the last couple months, and this is really exciting. My very first Hade, my first full coverage finish. I started this probably in April of 2019, April or May, because it was pretty early in my journey that I started it. And Lavender Roses by Carrie is complete. Ta-da! Tell you guys, I am so super thrilled to have this done. It's just so pretty. So I finished this. I've been working on it, you know, really diligently, and I was getting down to the end, and as I said, I went out to dinner on Friday night. I met Erin and Stacy. It was a little bit of a haul, actually, going to this restaurant. But Stacy was able to find a restaurant that, first of all, would take reservations, on Christmas Eve, and also had gluten-free options for Reagan, so that was great. So we drove out there, and then when I was coming home, the freeway was like, they were doing construction, so they had like a detour to get onto the freeway, but we were in Laguna, and if you guys are familiar with California at all, that area is like huge, long roads with little light and everything. In this detour, I thought I was never gonna get back to the freeway, but I did. It was fine. I wasn't really scared or anything like that. I had my GPS, but it took forever to get back to the freeway. But I got home around 8 o'clock, 8:15, and pulled this out, and I finished the last corner, which is actually this side, at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then yesterday I gave it just a really quick bath, only because the stitching itself was fine, but this fabric was a little grimy. This was a mishap with a highlighter early on. But I went ahead and gave it a little bath. I took a video of it, so if it is decent looking, then I'll probably post it Wednesday. But yeah, my first Hade. This was 21,350 stitches, I think. So somebody asked, what are you doing with it? I don't know yet. I think I'm going to frame it. This is the piece that is making me think to try doing my own matting. So we'll see. I have not 100% decided what I want to do with it yet, and I don't feel in a huge rush. I don't want to like rush it and, you know, do a haphazard job. But very, very, very happy with this finish. This really felt like a sense of accomplishment when I did it. You know, I mean, any kind of finish is really cool and feels good, but this felt like an accomplishment because it was such a long time project. And when I say that, it's kind of small, and it's like, this took so long, and it's like only this big, but it's full coverage. And those of you who do full coverage know that full coverage is its own animal. It really is. For those of you who are interested in the back, very tapestry-like on the back. You can see in areas where it was just the solid stitching, you can see the diagonals, but you can't see any marks or diagonal marks or anything like that on the front, I don't think. You can see them on the back, but I don't know. Okay, enough looking at this. So yes, very, very, very happy with this finish, and now I just have to decide what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. I think when you talk about that process versus project stitcher, I think I'm probably like 75% process, 25% project, because when I get stuff finished, I love it, but it can go sit in a drawer for a while and it doesn't bother me. Okay, so aside from those, the other things I worked on, I'll show you this one first, and then the other two are both kind of goes into plans for next month. So I worked on Kitty Magic, just a little, and once I finished one full coverage, I had to pull out the next one, right? So that is this one. I'm still way up in this corner, haven't actually hit the kitty yet or anything. So, and I just did a little bit more on the next diagonal. Right now, it's mostly like the sparkly, I'm using Rainbow Gallery on this one, which I actually think I like the Rainbow Gallery working with it better than Kryneck. I don't mind working with Kryneck, but I do think the Rainbow Gallery is just a little bit easier, softer to work with. Okay. Then the other two things that I worked on, because keep in mind, I was working on Lavender Roses a lot. So, I mean, it wasn't, you know, monogamous stitching, but I was working on it a lot. So I worked on both, Okay, so I worked on 3 of my pretty ladies actually, which is going to lead me into next month because, and then I'm going to continue to work on the fancy ladies for next month. So I worked on Ella, the frog. That's not her picture. Frog Princess by Mirabilia. So I worked on her some more. I actually worked a little bit up in here and on her hand. For whatever reason, she's my first pretty lady that I started, and I decided to do the skin 1/1. Haven't done that with any of the other ones I've started, but yeah, I decided to do her 1/1. So it'll be interesting to see the difference and if I think that future projects warrant doing that, because it is, I mean, doing the skin 1/1 takes 4 times as long as doing it skin regular, because for each 1 stitch you're doing 4 stitches. So but you know, it's also impossible to frog out, so it's like once I started it, kind of stuck with that. So I worked on Ella, I worked on Bellatrix. These are all the projects you're going to be seeing for the next month too, so hopefully you like seeing them. Bellatrix, Bella Filipina, and what did I do? I worked a little bit on the down here on these half stitches that are or mountains or trees in distance or whatever the consensus was. There was a debate. I think they're like, I don't know, they're distant mountains or distant forest or something. And then I also started just pulling down the border line. So that is where she is right now. And then my Enchantress of the Abyss. I just worked on her yesterday, actually. My second Bella Filipina. How far I am on her, and I was working basically in her hair yesterday, filling in these browns and stuff right here. Okay, so that's all I worked on the last 2 weeks. But as I said, my plans for next month are to work on all of the fancy ladies. So I'm going to be working on those those three that I just showed you, Ella, Bellatrix, and the Enchantress. In addition, I have two that I'm going to start that you'll see in a second in haul. Okay. And I have Wind Moon Fairy, which is a Dimensions Gold kit by Nene Thomas. And I did put up a Whip Parade. Sorry, that just shook you. Last Wednesday was my Whip Parade, I think. No, the Wednesday before. So of course you've seen these in the Whip Parade. So that's where I am on that one. And then Catnap Fae, which is by Nadia Tate. This is another Haid quick stitch, but I'm not stitching the background, as you can see. So there. Okay, so that kind of brings me over to haul plan. I mean, I just showed you with plans the projects that are in process. Oops, hold on. Got my diamond painting sitting here that's going to oh, please. Needs to not be knocked on the ground to get smushed. There we go. All right. So those are part of my plans, and then I have two more projects that I'm going to be starting in with the Pretty Ladies. So one of them you've seen. Okay, getting myself all confused here. Where did I put it? Oh. You guys, I kitted it up. I thought I showed you. And what did I do with it? Not that. Oh, because it's smushed down here. No wonder I can't see it. All right. Okay, so this is my next one of two new starts. Will be the Autumn Equinox Pixie. This is again Bella Filipina. I'm going to be doing it on this fabric, hand-dyed by Rolanda fabric. All kitted up, pretty colors. Okay, so that will be done as part of my Pretty Ladies in January, or Fancy Ladies, or whatever you want to call them. And then I have one more Fancy Lady that I'm going to be starting, which was a total impulse buy. However, I'm pretty darn excited about it. Okay. So I was on Garon Stitchery because I had not ordered the beads for the Autumn Equinox Pixie yet, and I was gonna wait, and then when I was putting the kit together, I'm like, no, I'd rather have everything so I don't have to think about it later. And so I on Garon, he has like bead packs put together, so it was just easier because you can just, it's one button instead of having to go through and look at the pattern and pick them all separately. So that's what I did. But while I was on there, I was looking around, and I've always liked the Nora Corbett, the Bewitching Pixies series. So there are Nora Corbetts. They're a little bit simpler patterns, and I've always liked them, but I've never pulled the trigger on getting one. And then I saw this fabric on Garon, and I think it's a Garon exclusive. And I saw the fabric and was like, oh my God, that fabric would be awesome. And then I knew the Bewitching Pixie that I had to do on it. So one of the things I've always been kind of fascinated with is these printed fabrics that have like a seam and then you put the stitching over it. So I got, this is Eva. So this is the pixie or the witch that I'm going to use or going to do. And this is the fabric that is going to go on. This is a Garon exclusive. Look at that. So she is going to be like riding across the moon. And all of these like gorgeous like magenta colors against this green. Look at that. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. So I'm really excited to start her. So she's going to be Eva Across the Moon. And as I said, this is a Garon exclusive fabric by Fabric Flair. And I got, this is the 16 count Ada. They did have it in a Lugana as well. But it was, I think it was a higher count, or I don't know. I can't remember if it was 28 or, but the other thing is I was a little concerned because I have seen some of these printed fabrics and then on Lugana, they're just not that bright. I was considering like there's the Under the Sea one, and I've always thought that would be cool, but I haven't found a mermaid that I thought would look great on it. But this combo of this fabric with this Nora Corbett, it seemed like it was a match made in heaven. So I'm definitely doing that. I don't know, maybe Gary's already done it. I don't know, because I know he stitches a lot of these pixies and stuff, and I do watch their channel, but I don't watch it like every week. So I don't know if he's done it, but you know, it would stand to reason because I think it's a great combo. I'm really excited. So that is going to be my last fancy lady that is going to be started in January. Okay, so. Okay. Now, we're kind of in the haul portion. So, as I said, I had a new start. And my new start kind of is incorporating a lot of my haul. So, we'll get to that in a second. But first thing that I got as far as haul was this case. This is like, a lot of people use these for diamond paintings. I didn't have any need for diamond painting, although I really have liked these cases and I've looked at them like when I was doing diamond paintings a lot. So it's a 2-layer. This, you can get them all different sizes. I happened to get the one that was 2 layers, which is like 120 of these little vials. So it's kind of a hardback case. With 2 layers of foam insert and then these little vials. And what I did was, because I have so many fancy ladies on the go, I really wanted to organize all of the Mill Hill beads. A lot of them use like the same colors. And I don't know if this will stop me from like buying more beads, you know, when I get a new kit, if I'm just going to buy the beads, or I'm going to look and see what I need. But I think it's a good way to have it organized and all in one place, instead of having all of my project bags with these, you know, packets of beads. The Mill Hill, the bead boxes, or the little packets they come in, I don't think are easy to use. You know, they're messy and you can't really close them up again. And well, I mean, you can close them up again, but they're these little clamshell things, and every time I open them, I think I'm gonna like spill them everywhere. I really like using little vials like this. So basically I just went through and I put the labels of the bead color on all of them, and some of them are full. I think this is like this color. This is probably like 3 packets because it's in several of the projects that I have going. This one is a bigger size bead. Then I have a row of treasures here. Ella Filipina, he likes to use the treasures. So anyway, so I have all of my beads here. And the way I do beading is, when it's time to do the beading, I put the beads in actually a diamond painting tray. So I just think that this is going to be a really good way to keep them organized and neat and labeled. And so I was really excited to get that. So all of my beads for all of my fancy ladies are in here. Okay, then the next thing that I got, well, actually it's kind of a bunch of things that all go into this new start that I haven't showed you yet. I decided to try candy clamps, which is a scroll frame. This is an Edmonds kit, and I got it on Amazon. I mean, I went ahead and got this one. It was, I think it was like $50. I had an Amazon gift card that somebody had given me for the holidays, and I decided to get this one because basically it has 3 different lengths of the scroll rods and 2 different lengths of the separators. So you have like basically at least 2 frames in here, and you can mix and match and everything like that. So I went ahead and got this because I wanted to try using a scroll rod. I haven't ever used one. I've tried, you know, hoops, which are my go-to kind of thing, and then I have the, you know, the fake Q-snaps, which are good for some stuff. And I wanted to try scroll rods, so I went ahead and got this set of scroll rods. And then the project that I started, oh, I also got this set of project bags from Amazon. There's 4 of them. They were inexpensive. They're like burlappy canvas and then felt on the inside. I've come to the realization that like the plastic ones and like these are actually the best kind of project bag for me because they stay flat and they're easier to store, and I can put more stuff here. The project bags like these, which I've made, are a little floppy and they just don't stack as well in my area that I have. So I have the few that I've made, and I have the book sleeves, which I really love, but they also take up a lot more room than they need to because they're so squishy. So I got a couple more of this type. So these are empty. But okay. Oh, so the project that I started, that I told you guys about, is the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needle. And I've seen this pattern before, and I've seen the companion piece, which is this is Twisted Rainbow Sampler. The other one I think is called the Twisted Band Sampler or Rainbow Band Sampler. I don't know. Twisted Rainbow Sampler. Anyway, this is the one that's done in dark, and it's kind of butterflies flowers. And the version that I got has the specialty stitch rows. They do make them with just all cross stitch, but to me, part of the appeal of this is the specialty stitches. So when I got it, I didn't order anything for it until I got the pattern, because I wanted to see if I could use an Aida or with the specialty stitches if it needed to be an even weave, which it did. And then I had to make a decision on flosses. So this is originally done with silk. There's 18 colors in it. And yeah, it's done with Dinky Dice. And I think it was originally done with another one, and then it's charted with Dinky Dice. I don't know. But anyway, silk. Silk, as you guys all know, is pretty expensive. I think the cheapest one is Dinky Dice, which is like $4.50 a skein. And you need 18 colors. So, you know, you do the math. We're getting into the $80 range there. And I felt like if I was going to spend that much money, I wanted more bang for my buck. I love silk. I've worked with silk. I don't know. I couldn't pull the trigger on buying the silk. So I was looking online. I was looking at, on Etsy for like, synthetic silk thread from China, which was really pretty. But again, the problem that I have is that when you're ordering stuff online, you know, you're going off of a little picture of the color, and I was really torn. And then I had a thought. And that thought was that if I'm going to spend $80, I could spend that same amount of money or a little bit less and get a whole big case full of Sulky, and I could deal with Sulky, which is what I did. And I combined it. I had a box of Sulky already. And so this came in, and I had a lot of fun, like organizing all the colors. And then I took it all apart and unorganized colors because I picked, okay, so I'm gonna show you. This side is just extra whatever. This side, you'll notice is kind of in a rainbow order. So what I decided to do is not just do the Twisted Rainbow Sampler in 18 colors, but I decided to kind of cut it, I say in half, but not really, and double it. So like the top corner here is like red. I'll have like a lighter red and a darker red, and then a lighter coral and darker coral. And anyway, I have a vision. I think it'll be really cool. So this is the double rainbow. And the ones that are missing are the ones that are actually in the project right now. So you can see how it's going to go. I don't know if any of that is making any sense to you guys. But yeah, so I got a big box of Sulky. This is the Dream Assortment number 2. There's actually 2 big ones like this. So I guess I have half of the Sulky colors. And I considered, you know, splurging and getting the other one, but I was like, it's really not necessary. I have enough colors to do whatever I want with, and I don't need to spend the extra money. So, I mean, it wasn't inexpensive, but it was probably the same or less than getting all the colors in silk, and I was able to really go through and pick the colors that I wanted. And I really like Sulky. I like using the one strand, and so yeah, so I got a charcoal. This isn't like black. I got a charcoal Lugana, and I actually got this off of Amazon. I I think the charcoal is a little bit better for me seeing wise, and I'm using the new scroll rod. So this is where I am. So you can see, and some of the colors are going to be a little bit more of a subtle difference. I don't know if you can see the difference between that one and that one. The red is pretty obvious, but you can see this is going to be a little bit darker. And then because it's not a square, it's going to actually have two cuts, and then it'll switch to the other side. So there's only going to be two rainbows, but the middle will be all the same, and then the alternate one will be on above and below, if that makes any sense. So this is the first specialty stitch band. It's 3 sections. There's rice stitches, and then these little, I don't know what they're calling them, but the kind where you keep putting your needle into the middle hole and it makes sort of a little blossomy thing, and then the bigger ones. So I started this, really am enjoying working on it. I probably will be working on this as well as my Pretty Ladies this month, just because I'm enjoying this so much, and it's kind of fun because I want to keep working on it to get to like the next color. I like doing specialty type stitches. It kind of goes along with me liking the count and canvas pieces. So yeah, so that was my new start, out of order, using new floss, new fabric, new scroll rods, and yeah. So, okay, do I have anything else in here to show you? I got another lamp for the lamp that I hook onto my my day bed, which I use when I'm stitching. I use a book light on my project, but I also have another lamp that I put here that just kind of gives me more light in the whole area. Oh yeah. So I got these just because it came with a pair of scissors that I already have, but I really got it for these. So they're just like scissor or knitting needle protector thingies. And I got it because I realized I stick scissors in my projects that like I take over to Erin and Stacy's, and it can be a little bit dangerous to have this. I don't want it to go through the fabric. So I just got a little package of protectors. And then I got this little bag of they're like agate slices, and some of them I think are going to be too heavy, but some of them, the smaller ones, I think would be really cool as needle minders. I mean, depending on the project, some projects you don't want a heavy needle minder, but some it doesn't matter, and they're just so pretty. They're dyed, but I just thought it would be cool to just put a little magnet on the back. I have one actually that I purchased for like, I was so excited to get it, and I think about it now, it was probably like $15 or so. I spent like $10 and got all of these slices that I can just add my own needle minder to, or just put them on my shelves because they're super pretty. Look at this one. I mean, that would be a really pretty needle minder, don't you think? I mean, yeah, they're a little bit heavy. I mean, depending on, as I said, what you're used to and what you like. Some people like really light ones. Some people they don't care if they're heavier. And then these two blue ones. These are a little big maybe, but still super, super pretty. So I just got those on a little whim, and eventually I will glue magnets on some of them. They also would just be pretty as like magnets if you wanted to put the heavy duty magnets on them and use them like, you know, as fridge magnets or whatever. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. That's everything I have to show you guys, which is quite a bit. So yeah, so today I'm gonna do some stitching. I don't quite know on what yet. I might start one of the new ones. As I said, to me, they're new year, new start. This last week of the year is the new year, as far as I'm concerned, as far as my stitching is concerned. And or I might work on a twisted band sampler, or I might work on both. I don't know. But I also think I'm going to take a little rest this afternoon. I got up early this morning. Becky was stepping on my head, and I think I need a little extra sleep. Make sure I'm feeling really good for work tomorrow. I have a few chores I would like to get done, and other than that, it's going to be stitching and relaxing, and just kind of having a good day today. As I said, next week will be kind of an easy week at work, and then Thursday we're gonna get off a little bit early, I think, which will be nice. So I'm gonna go over to Erin Stacy's. My boss's wife actually gave me a Trader Joe's gift card for the holidays. So Erin and I are gonna go to Trader Joe's, get a bunch of stuff for, we kind of like to do appetizer-y things for New Year's Eve with the kids, and then I don't know, we're gonna play games, watch movies, have nibbles all night, and that will be on Friday, and then have a little holiday end of the year weekend together, and then I will be home Sunday to do a New Year video for you guys. So Wednesday, I don't know if I'm gonna have a Wednesday video this week. As I said, I did do a little 9-minute video on washing Lavender Roses. Last little view of this one for a while. So if that video is decent, then I'll put it up. Otherwise, maybe there will be one, maybe there won't. I do plan on doing a stash dive into my fabrics, and maybe a stash dive into my charts, because I have more and I've reorganized them and stuff. So those will come out on Wednesdays. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe some stitch with me's, maybe some diamond paint with me's. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. I hope you guys have had and are having a really nice holiday season. I know it can be super stressful for some people, and you know, sometimes it's always fun to have people over and get together with family, but sometimes it can be a little stressful too. So, you know, try and take it easy, try and stay grounded, use your crafting to decompress if that's possible. And I look forward to having a good new year. I hope that everything for everybody, that the world situation gets better, that the health of the world gets better. Yeah, so we'll keep plugging on, right? But I do wish you guys a very happy new year and happy holiday season. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.